Welcome to the Princeton Podcast, where we talk about upcoming events, news, and local businesses. This is Princeton. Play here, stay here.
Before we get started today, just a reminder to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We're also recording on YouTube, so be sure to subscribe at This Is Princeton MN.
One thing I've noticed too is if you get too close and you just breathe and you can hear your nose whistles. So just be cautious.
Yep.
Because I've left my nose too close before. I'm like, dang it, dude, I can hear that through the whole podcast. Well, anyways, on that note, welcome guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we have a special guest I'm excited to share with you guys. But real quick, today's podcast is brought to you by none other than Kitzman Creations. Today I am Zach Kitzman with Mary Patnote and Kim Young.
Hi, everybody. We are excited to welcome today's guest from the Princeton Speedway. Welcome to the podcast, Nate.
Thank you.
We are excited to learn more about the Speedway here in Princeton and hear about all the changes that are happening and the opening day and all sorts of stuff.
We're really excited to be part of the community and bring back our the racing that we have to offer that we offer at Ogilvie Raceway. So
For our listeners that might not know, the Ogilvie Raceway is leasing Princeton's Speedway?
It ain't set up that way,
Okay.
but the Wagaman family owns Ogilvie Raceway, and I'm their general manager, and then they're leasing the Princeton Speedway from the Mille Lacs Ag Society.
Okay, the family that owns is doing the leasing,
Yep.
and then you're running. And do you also run Ogilvie, or is there separate general managers? Or
Nope, I'll be the general manager at both, and
Okay.
then all the family members are involved in day-to-day operations also,
Okay.
so it's just not just me.
Okay, and you guys are new to leasing here in Princeton?
Very much so.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So what kind of new things are you bringing to Princeton?
We've done quite a bit of cosmetic upgrades. I don't want to let too much of the cat out of the bag because we want the fan base to be surprised when they walk in.
Oh,
so,
cool.
So there's been a lot of cosmetic upgrades, and as you can see from 169, a lot of large billboards. We just installed the scoreboard yesterday, so that's up and getting wired in today. So yeah, some pretty large upgrades around the area.
That's awesome. It's really fun to see when you're driving on 169 in the summer on a Friday night,
Right.
and you can see the crowd, and so that'll be really fun, especially with some upgrades. And
Yep.
you said a scoreboard, and
Yep. So yeah, it'll be nice for the fans to keep track of who's in the top 5 and how many laps are left in the race. And so-
right. That's something new.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep,
because
they've
I was
never
going
had
to
a
say I don't
scoreboard there.
remember
No.
seeing that before when I've been there.
Yep, there's never been a scoreboard, never been large billboards like we're putting up right now. So yeah, that's a lot of good changes in
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the works.
That's pretty exciting.
Fun.
Any plans for future, any future goals for the track?
Not so much. I mean, big plans just to, get it back the way it was before. We're, in the last 10 years, it's been running under a co-sanctioning, different sanctioning body, and we'll be back to 100% Wissota auto racing just like we do at Ogilvie. Pretty much similar classes as we run in Ogilvie. There's a couple different classes that we won't run in Princeton that we do in Ogilvie, but other than that, it pretty much status quo is how we operate Ogilvie is how we'll operate Princeton Speedway.
So could you explain to people that don't know about Wissota? And
Okay.
what does that mean exactly when you say you're going to bring Wissota racing?
So it's Wissota Auto Racing is a sanctioning body. So I mean, if the people that don't know, like NASCAR is sanctioned by NASCAR.
Okay.
And so in dirt track racing, there's 3 big players and sanctioning bodies for dirt track racing, and Wissota is one of them, and we'll be Wissota sanctioned. So essentially, what they are, it's an association, a sanctioning body that has a set of rules that you abide by and that you follow. So all your drivers are on the same set of rules at every racetrack that they go. That's sanctioned Wissota.
Okay, so that's the big difference between
Yep.
the different sanctioning
Yep,
groups is
rule
rules.
packages and stuff like that.
And so does that, bringing Wissota to Princeton, does that bring different racers?
It'll bring some racers back that haven't raced there in the last 10 years because they weren't Wissota sanctioned for them classes. So
okay.
it'll bring some of them back. And, as far as I'm concerned, the racetrack has been open since the mid-50s and people know Wissota in this area. So I think everybody's pretty excited to get it back to where it was before.
That's great.
That's what I was just going to say is it's a staple here for Princeton is our Speedway. And
Right.
I was going to ask when it first opened, and you just said the
1956 is,
56.
and it was Wissota sanctioned since 1981, I believe, 1980 or 1981.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Yeah, our parents grew up. Both of our parents grew up right by the racetrack. So
Yeah.
the sounds, the Friday night sounds, and we grew up about, 5 miles out of town, and if the wind was blowing the right way, we could hear the races every Friday.
Sure.
Yep.
To me, that's a sound of summer.
Right.
Hearing the racetracks
sure.
going. It's like, oh, summer's here, yay.
Yep.
How many people do you think you bring in outside of Princeton?
I'm not sure yet. You know, we haven't had a race here yet, so it's hard to say. I mean, hopefully a lot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in Ogilvy, I mean, we get fans from all over the place. I mean, we get them from the Twin Ports area and Hibbing and,
Wow.
the southern part of Canada. And, I mean, they come from all over the place. North Metro, so.
Cool. So hopefully that same group will.
For sure, yeah. Dirt track race fans, I mean, they travel a long ways, so.
Do a lot of the racers then will do like Friday in Princeton, Saturday in Ogilvy?
That's the hope.
That's the hope,
Yeah,
okay.
that's the hope.
Okay, yeah.
So most of them will. I mean, some of them won't. I mean, some of them have priorities at other racetracks or whatever, so depending on their sponsors and their marketing partners and stuff, they might have to race somewhere else on Friday. But.
Sure.
So for spectators, for people that are new to racing or really don't know much about it, what would they see if they brought their family to a race night on Friday? You know, is there talk about admission and things that are going on and special nights, that kind of stuff?
So the admission price for adults will be $15 for adults. All kids 12 and under are free. We try to put on the best family entertainment we can, you know, clean family fun, and try to make it as enjoyable as possible. I mean, we want our fan experience to be one of the best, and I believe we are really good at that at Ogilvy, and we just got to incorporate that in Princeton as well.
Very cool. So are you having any kids' nights? Or?
Yeah, I don't have the kids' nights nailed down as far as what exact dates we're doing, but we're working on that.
Okay.
And we have multiple 50-50 nights for the local nonprofit organizations. I have another girl, Kayla's working on that for me, nailing down all the dates for the 50-50 nights. So it's all coming together.
That's really getting out there. I'm on a couple different committees and booster clubs, and it's come across all of our emails and stuff to get signed up to do that.
You know, as far as the biggest changes from the people in town that probably have never experienced it before, but there will be a Thursday night race and a Monday night race this year.
Oh.
So our opening is May 10th, and then that following Thursday, May 23rd, will be the kickoff of Modified Nationals. So we're starting that Thursday in Princeton. Then it'll go to Superior, Wisconsin, then it'll come back to Ogilvy for Saturday, Sunday. So that'll be a big event that
and that's
people.
Just one Thursday and one
one Thursday. Yep.
Cool.
So it'll be a pretty big race. A lot of travelers and a lot of followers to that. So that's something that Princeton fans have never really seen around this area. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. One thing that I would say to people when my kids were younger, my middle son, we did that for his birthday.
Yeah.
We went to that racetrack.
Right.
And for boys, you know, we kind of sat on, I guess it would kind of be the south side of the bleachers, and with dirt track racing, we were just getting, you know, and the boys just thought it was a bass. They're just getting dirt on them, and it was just, it was so much fun. Yeah, so it is a fun night for kids too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
To follow up on your question, as far as kids go, we are going to continue with the famous the junior fan club that's always been done in Princeton. So they can sign up, and there will be however many classes we have each night. There will be that many winners, and those kids will get to go down to Victory Lane and get a trophy and their picture taken with the driver that night. So,
okay, that is really cool.
Yep.
And then are they allowed to ever go down into the pits?
Yep, after the races, the pits are opened up, and families are welcome to walk across the racetrack down into the pits and go visit with their favorite drivers. Yep.
Cool.
That's really neat.
So I have a question about racing as I'm learning the dirt racing world.
Yep.
So when they go, are they timed, or is it amount of laps, or how does that work?
Yep, so the way our structure works is when they get there, they come up and they draw, and their draw number deciphers where they start in their lineup in their heat race. And then they run, most places it's 8 to 10 laps in a heat race. And then if we have under 24 cars, we won't do any B mains, but once we get over that 24, 26 cars, we'll run a B main. But then out of the heat races, it's actually a point average system. It's not necessarily where you finish, it's a kind of a point average system.
Okay.
And that'll advance you into how you line up for the feature.
So points meaning previous races?
Your last 3 weeks average points.
Oh.
Got it, okay.
So,
Yes, because the points accumulate, and then there's like big winner at the end of the season,
Yep,
right?
yep, there's a national point, yep. There's a season track champion, and then there's a national points champion per class.
So you really can have a certain person that your driver that you're following.
Oh, for sure.
And do you guys have apps where you can follow their stuff on the?
Yep, it's My Race Pass, it's called, and
Okay.
you can follow anything you want on My Race Pass as far as each individual driver, track points, or lineups, live timing, live scoring. I mean, you can watch it on your phone, and you can see exactly where your driver's at in the lineup as they pass the checkered flag, as long as you have all the stuff hooked up.
Very cool.
So
Yeah.
at each race then, for each Friday night, there's a winner. I mean, a winner circle.
Yep, there'll be a
with-
feature winner in each class each night, yep.
Okay, so that's a feature winner. I didn't
Yep.
realize that it added up throughout the whole season.
Oh, yeah, their points accumulate all year long, yep.
Oh, okay. So you don't ever want to miss a,
No, you don't want to miss too many nights throughout
No.
the season, no.
no. And when you miss, it's just zero.
Right,
Okay.
yep.
So talk about like your team of race. So you have a racer, and that it's not just an individual racer with nobody else. It's a
Sometimes it is. I mean, there's a
Is
lot
it?
of guys that just come by themselves and do their thing and go out and race and have fun, and then you got guys that'll come in with a whole team. And,
So what if they have like a problem while they're racing and they're by themselves?
you know, that's everybody jumps in and helps them. I mean, that's the great thing about dirt track
Oh.
racing. I mean, it's the bond that they all have is
Yeah.
unbelievable, and anybody's willing to jump in and help the other guy out anytime they need.
Okay.
So,
A different team.
Yeah, for
member
sure,
Of a crew will
yeah.
jump in and maybe help with the tire.
oh, for sure.
Whereabouts is that, like you're sitting in the bleachers, where are they? Is it sort of beneath the bleachers where that's happening? Where the pit? Like
No,
where
the
if
pit
there's
is
issue?
out back. The pit is in between the racetrack and Highway 169. That's where all the drivers park.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And if they're having issues
They would
during
pull,
the race?
They would pull off and go down into the pit
They,
area by the
okay,
section.
oh, okay, I didn't realize they pulled completely off
Well, in the heat races, if you break, you're done.
You're done?
Yeah.
Okay,
And in the features, pretty much if you break, you're done unless you just have a flat tire and there's a caution out.
Yeah.
Then you're allowed to go into the pits and have your tire changed and come back and start in the back of the pack.
okay, so that's a little different than other,
So there's not a lot of, like, pitting like you see on TV for
Right.
NASCAR stuff. It's nothing
yeah,
like
where
that.
you're seeing the zoot, 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 zoot
Yeah,
there,
no,
okay.
it's none of that.
Yeah, okay. See how much I know.
Oh, yeah, Zach is just letting us ask all these questions.
That's good.
Did you grow up at the racetrack? Did you go to the races?
No, I actually didn't.
No?
No, my first immersion into racing was probably ERX Motor Park and traveling with Andrew. And then after understanding that whole race, because it's all dirt racing too, so it was like understanding that, and then I was like, oh, we have this in Princeton, and then I don't know, I just never went when I was
Right.
growing up, but I always heard it.
Yeah,
So-
because the off-road, so at ERX, they race for like 8 minutes or 12 minutes or something, right? It's a time? And then,
It's timed, and then you're green, white, checkered. So
so it's a little bit different?
Andrew's
that
turned a
way?
few laps at Ogilvy.
Has he?
Yeah, in his truck,
Oh, that would be fun. to get
testing
him up there.
shocks.
yeah,
Yeah, I love the idea. I guess I hadn't really thought about there not being a scoreboard there before.
Right.
But as somebody who doesn't know a lot about racing, but will go once in a while to watch because, it's fun. That's one thing that's kind of, you can't tell what's going on as somebody that doesn't go often.
Right.
So that is going to be really nice.
Yeah, it's nice for the fans. The drivers use it to their benefit too. So,
I'm sure. Yeah.
you know,
Where is that located?
it's right in turns 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yep, right on the north side of the racetrack.
Yep.
So everybody on the grounds can see it as far as on track, the grandstand, and people in the pits.
Okay. That's going to be great.
I'm excited. So May 10th.
Yep, May 10th is the big opener. Yep.
Okay. And that starts at 7, you said?
Yep. Gates will open at 5. Races start at 7.
Okay. And being a tourism, committee,
Yep.
we hope that it draws people to Princeton and supporting our local businesses and stuff.
Yeah.
But talk about food choices there and beverage choices.
Yeah, so to start out with, as always, it'll be the 4-H. 4-H will have their food stand open, as they always have for years. And then on the top of that, additionally, we're gonna have a couple food trucks in there on the grandstand side
great.
until, we don't want anybody to have a bad experience, so we wanna make sure everybody has their options and, we don't wanna overpower the 4-H right out of the go, so we're gonna have a couple food trucks just for extra options for the fan
Yeah.
base, so everybody doesn't have to wait in line for so long. So.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is nice to
Yeah.
have choices, and
And
4-H
then-
does an amazing job.
They really do, yep. And then, as far as beverage, you'll be able to get beverages at any of the food trucks or the 4-H stand or at our bar area that we have on the grandstand side.
So you still have the shack, I can't remember what it was called, the
Beer shack
Yeah,
or
the
whatever
beer
you want
shack,
to call
yeah,
it. Yeah, you'll be
uh-huh.
able to get any non-alcoholic or alcoholic beverage there. So,
Okay.
and any snacks and stuff like that. So.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And I know there used to be, I don't know, maybe back in the day, they had kind of a non-family section, non-alcoholic family
Yeah,
section?
well, yep, there'll be a section for non-alcohol, and then the whole grandstand will be non-smoking. We don't allow that in any one of
Okay.
our grandstands. So.
Okay, that's nice for the fans too.
Yep, it's nice for everybody and the
Yeah,
kids and
right.
fans that don't prefer that, So.
Right, yep.
So you don't
not
gotta leave the ground, just gotta step out back and have a
off the
cigarette if you want.
grandstand,
Yep.
okay, yeah, that's very nice.
Just go around the corner and smoke a dart.
That's right.
Right.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, we're excited to see all the different things you guys have going on, and
Yeah, it's fun, and it's just, we're excited to be part of the community, and we're excited to bring it back to where we feel it should be, and so.
yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
What
Did
do
you
you-
have a question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I had a couple questions. Just one with how many racers do you think in general are a part of the league?
Wasota Auto Racing?
Yeah.
Like 2,100 licensed drivers
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
in all 7 classes,
That's a lot.
or 8 now. There's
So-
8 classes now.
Okay, now I'm back to WSOTA again. So when you say it was WSOTA licensed drivers, what does that mean?
Well, you have to buy a license through WSOTA to compete in their association.
Oh,
So in
okay.
any of the races.
Okay.
So the drivers have to go to WSOTA and get their permit.
License,
Or
permit, or
license or
whatever it's
drive,
called,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And then they are okay to drive at any of the
WSOTA
WSOTA.
sanctioned events.
Okay,
And you
I
said
see.
there's 2,100.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I believe it. It's in that
Yeah.
2,000
In that
area.
area.
It's
Yeah.
over 2,000,
Nice.
yeah.
What's your favorite part so far about your position as the manager? Right.
I love the sport. I love dirt track racing. I've been involved for 20 plus years, and I love the sport, and I love being involved in it. And my son races, and so it's just kind of what we've done the last 25 years. So
How about you, racing?
no, I started out. I've driven a couple times in pitman races. It's not my gig.
Why
So
not?
I don't know. I'd rather work on the cars. Well, back then I'd rather work on the cars and do that part of it. I don't really care to work on the cars anymore either. So
Yep, so now you got the perfect job.
yeah. So my son might not like it so much because I think he'd prefer to have some help, but he's
Yeah.
got it under control.
Yeah,
How old is your son?
He's 20.
Okay, and how
Yeah.
old was he when he started?
He was in a cart, and I think we put him in a cart when he was 11 or 12.
Oh my gosh.
wow. Is that about how early you can start?
Well, we have kart races at Ogilvy on Tuesday nights, and we have a class that they start at 4 or 5 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So a
Test
cart.
your patience a little bit.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
I bet. That'd be fun to see here someday.
No
Yeah.
kidding. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So what are they driving?
They're dirt go-karts. They're just
Go-karts.
really low to the ground.
Uh-huh.
They're about, just, yep.
I
Oh my
think that's
gosh,
so
I would love to
hilarious to
watch
watch that.
Do they bump each other?
Oh,
and-
it's terrible.
It's like
Yeah.
bumper cars?
Yeah. Sometimes.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty sure they
gosh.
have that class too on the Champ Series. Like,
Do they?
Yeah. It's earlier in the day, but yeah, there's like, I swear it feels like 100 kids are out there just.
Yeah, it's
Just like
fun.
You're
like
like,
go-karts at Valley Fair
Uh-huh.
or whatever.
It's a fun deal, and it's a lot of racers kids coming Tuesday nights,
Yeah.
and some of them ain't racers kids, so it kind of introduces them to our sport. And,
Right. That's
So,
a
yeah.
great way to, especially when they're little and their dad or mom or whatever is
Right.
driving and they want to get in and do that to
Yeah.
some level.
So yeah, it's pretty fun.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say the experience too for the kids to be like on the track.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's just something else. Too.
Exactly.
Like they have their little vehicle and they're on the track. The whole experience is cool
Yeah.
to see.
So speaking of the track, what's the maintenance like that you have to do for that and have good conditions for racing?
Yeah, there's a lot of maintenance. You gotta keep the moisture content correct in the track, all week long, and Mother Nature throws wrenches at it all the time. So it's a constant battle. There's no weekly regimen or recipe that I can give you.
Yep.
It all depends on the week's weather. If it doesn't rain for a long time, you're putting a lot of water down during the week in the evenings.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't pay to do it during the day because it all evaporates
Right.
before you're done with the first load anyway. So it's a lot of night work.
Oh, right. Well, and now
So-
it blows.
Yeah.
The wind blows
Yeah.
nonstop.
So I put
apparently.
a lot of water on in the evenings after the sun goes down, so it can soak in overnight, and then you just check it the next day and see what it needs, and just keep up with your routines.
And can you race in some rain, or it just kind of
No.
ruins the track?
No, once it rains, you're done.
You're done. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you can save it sometimes. I mean, if we're halfway through a show and it doesn't rain much,
Okay.
we got the tools and the equipment that we can save the track and get back racing. But once there's a certain amount here, it's just fighting it,
So
right?
you're really watching that forecast.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
You know.
So
yeah,
what do you watch so the rest of us can watch something that's
I watch
reliable?
all 4 of them.
Yeah.
I do. I rely on AccuWeather the most, I guess, but I watch all of them.
Okay.
So
And then how do you notify? It's mainly just like your Facebook page, social media.
as far as notifying the fans of
yeah,
any changes,
yeah.
social media and website, and a lot of people call still. You know, we have a lot of older
Okay.
fan base. You know that
Yep.
they just call.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
So
but-
somebody's there to answer the phones.
Me, yep.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, if I'll always put a message on there with all the information that
Yeah.
they need to know. So
Yep.
if I do miss it, they're still updated on if we've
Okay.
canceled or if we're gonna, you know, it might be Saturday morning, there's rain in the forecast, we're gonna make our decision at 2:00. You know, we try to make our decision earliest in the day, so if we do cancel, the drivers have an option to go somewhere else.
Right.
So, cause there's still not a lot of, there's other Friday and Saturday night racetracks that they can go to if they'd like to, so.
Right. And then that counts as far as the point system, 0
Yeah,
points on
yeah.
if they can't get in anywhere else.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys that run for national points, so they have to race, so.
Huh.
Try to keep that in mind too.
Wow.
Well, that is super nice that you're the one answering the phone. I mean, you
Yeah.
don't get that service very often
Yeah,
anymore.
it's the same phone number for both racetracks, so people have to get used to that. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm used to answering OV Raceway, so they call from Princeton and
Yeah.
they're thinking they called the wrong track.
That's
so
right. Uh-huh.
So does your phone, are you pretty busy on the phone? Does it ring a lot?
It rings a lot.
Yep.
Yep.
I bet.
Especially now that we're getting going here
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you guys are newer to Princeton and
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all right though. That's one of the things that I'm pretty stickler on answering, because when we were running around racing, you know, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, I couldn't stand it when we couldn't get hold of a racetrack.
yeah.
We're on the road, we want to know what's going on,
Yeah.
and nobody's answering, and you can't figure out what's going on. So,
Right. Yeah.
So we try to get out as much information as we can as far as social media, and we get it on our website right away, and
So what's your website?
it's ogilvyraceway.com or princetonspeedway.com.
Okay. All right. Very good.
You know,
Facebook pages and.
you know,
Yeah.
Facebook, they're both linked to Instagram pages, so either whatever one you prefer to follow.
And the
Oh.
app again that the most people use is
My Race Pass.
My
Yep.
Race Pass,
Yeah, all
okay.
the season schedules are on there for both tracks. And
Okay.
updates on there constantly too, so.
okay. My Race Pass.
So
Be
yeah,
kinda fun.
if you're a race fan, I would highly recommend that you get that app.
I want to become one.
We should just like pick some drivers.
I
and
know
have a
we should.
contest. Like,
Just-
you start like a.
Without knowing a single thing about
Yeah.
racing. Kind of like they do for March Madness.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We should
Knowing
just
nothing
get a
about the
group
college
and-
teams, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Do you
Pick a
guys do
racer to
like
follow.
trading cards for kids or anything?
No, but there was actually a photographer or one of our videographers actually was talking to me about that a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, that he wanted to start doing like a trading card thing.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Get the kids more involved,
Yes, exactly. And then really picking somebody to
There's
follow for the season.
There's a fantasy league on My Race Pass too, so you can do
Oh,
fantasy.
seriously?
Okay,
Well,
that's
there you
what-
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do it.
Yeah.
Huh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Well, anything else that you want everybody to know about the raceway and
Not really. We're
things
just
to
excited.
come?
We're really excited to see everybody at opening, and hopefully everybody enjoys it. And we're excited with the changes that we've brought to the racetrack. And
Well, we're really excited to have you, and
yeah,
I heard that Friday nights are going to be beautiful in Princeton and the area this
yeah,
summer.
no
so
rain
that's
no rain all year. I've heard,
Friday.
you know,
Not
So-
on Fridays.
after this weekend,
Yeah, after
Yeah,
this
this
weekend. That's
Yeah.
true.
So May 10th, what time do the gates open?
5:00.
5 o'clock.
Yeah,
Okay.
racing at 7.
All right.
Cool. And again, 12 and under is free, $15 for adults.
Yep.
And they wrap up around, suppose it's different.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna do my best to get everybody out there by 10:30.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Excellent.
Sweet.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Well,
no
thank
problem.
you, Nate, very
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you for
taking the
having me.
time to chat with us today. And until next time, this is Kim, Zach, and Mary signing off. This is Princeton. Stay
Stay
here, play here,
And race here.
and race here.
Yes. Zoom. Watch racing here.
Podcast produced by Kitzman Creations. Music by Charles Moe. Be sure to subscribe to the Princeton Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Also, to view our awkward moments, check us out on our YouTube channel and visit us at www.thisisprincetonmn.co.